Hopefully that works. And it's streaming and that. So welcome to Something to Do on Tuesdays with Trash Panda. Yeah, just good. Yeah. It is. Just got to log myself out of that so I don't hear myself at a 2-second delay. Close that off. And everything should be all right. So yeah, something to do on Tuesdays, as promised, on Tuesday. So 8 o'clock's probably about the best time, or usually it might be a little later than that. And I don't... Yay! The alternative. Welcome back. So yeah, amazingly, how's everybody's week been? Oh, I'm at the end of a couple of days off. Oh yeah, that's it. I knew it was something. So yeah, it's on, it's live, it's doing its thing. It doesn't tell me how many people are chatting or whatever, which is stupid. It should be an automatic thing. But this is all good. Yeah. So yeah, I actually made a YouTube video today. Finally. It's got over that little hump. Had to re-listen to I can't remember the author's name. The guy that wrote The War on Art. About getting determined and stuff like that. I had to listen to a whole bunch of self-help. It's been so long. And it's not a very good video. And it wasn't a lot of effort outside of remembering to record of when I put my Ender 3 together, which everybody's done more complicated stuff than that, but for the people that haven't, it's, yeah, basically the whole point of Trash Panda, well, one of the points of Trash Panda is if I can do it, it's got to be real easy. It's got to be literally a conceptual thing, and then the doing of it's usually really pretty easy. Like the whole studio setup. It's not about working out a new way to do things. It's about circumventing the expensive way of doing things, whether that's, you know, for the environment or for you. Ideally for both. Because by recycling stuff and sort of like yoinking it out before it becomes truly obsolete means that it doesn't go into landfill for a bit. I really am super lazy when it comes to stuff. Like if it doesn't go in with a couple of screws or like a very few number of solder connections or without a great deal of thinking about it, just going, oh, that will plug into that. It doesn't want to, but I can make it do that. It's more about that. So yeah. The world has got pretty messed up even in the intervening week. So yeah, we're all still here. That's a good thing. Wow. It's just the mic. It absolutely wants to be the right mic, because if the sound quality is awful, I'm just going to go and check the properties of this. Yeah, it's the Geotech headset. And if you're looking for a cheap headset and one that's liable to turn up secondhand, the Geotech, it's not bad. It's pretty comfy as long as you put some foam round the top band. But given that you'll likely be getting it for like a tenner, for a tenner, it's not a bad microphone, it's not a bad headset. You can wear it for long periods of time. And when I was streaming on Twitch, I streamed Subnautica for like 6 hours straight. And that is an intense game. Especially when other people that have completed it are watching you royally fuck it up. So if you go back in the culture history, there's actually a video of me destroying 5 sea moths in one session. And it was me destroying them. A more careful sea moth owner would not have had those problems. There's one really funny explosion. So I had to go back through the recently stored Twitch stream and chop those bits out and then edit it. Yeah, in Caden Live, obviously. I like editing in Caden Live. So nobody else in the stream, just me and Hindsight. Oh, possibly of Chipco. Oh, look, I've still got that link. There you go, Chipco. Do. See, going along with Chipco's advice, he said last time there should only be a minute of startup. So I managed to get it, send the link to a buddy of mine who may or may not turn up in the stream, get the link, make sure YouTube was streaming it, and yeah, hit it. So yes. So yeah. So I got that video, maybe a little FTL. I don't know if you've ever played that. Like a turn-by-turn space combat game. It's pretty weird. But it takes about 40 minutes to play a run. Or shorter if it's me playing it. I often get destroyed long before the end of the run. Because at the end of the run, if you haven't built up your ship, you face a massive boss. Yeah, it's a game I found by accident. I found it quite hypnotic to watch people playing it. You know, because it's very much choice-based. But on this channel, unlike a lot of other channels, and obviously unlike a recorded YouTube video, Backseat Gaming is completely allowed. And that you do have time to backseat game. So if you're watching this in a YouTube window, you might want to bring it up to full screen when we go to FTL so you can see what's going on. Because I can only jam so much in, and I'm basically trying to keep the chat in the video because YouTube saves the videos and some of that chat's real funny, or somebody says something useful or drops a link or whatever. I think you can drop links in the YouTube chat. There's no moderation control over it. Except that I think it definitely edits out swear words, so you're still kind of limited. Don't know. I bet there's a big long list of international swear words. I bet it's like quite a volume. So yeah, unfortunately, I would have a has anybody got a favourite swear word competition? Or has anybody got a swear word that just makes them smile when they say it? Yeah, there is a bit of a lag. It's about 15-20 seconds, or it could be up to a minute depending on where you are. It's still, you know, it only moves at the speed of electrons and switch gates and stuff. I've always been partial to but you can't. This is the problem. It's something that you want to call someone, but you can't do it if you're angry. You can only do it if you're being sarcastic. You can't angrily deliver it because you'll grin and you won't be angry anymore. So it might be worth it. It's fuck nugget. If you're about to call someone a fuck nugget, it's maybe a marine drill instructor could call someone a fuck nugget without cracking a smile. But yeah, it's not for kids. You see? You can't, you know, somebody like, you know, drops a, you know, you're just about to go in your car and somebody drops a big cube of concrete on it from about 50 feet because they've fumbled the crane. You want to call them a fuck nugget, but if the second you do, unless in a very zen way, you realise that that person's having the most horrific moment, thinking he might have killed someone. So it might it might dispel all the tension in that scene and allow you to get on with actually sorting out the problem. Because they are going to be insured. You have been inconvenienced and you're not dead. So, in many of the timelines where that occurs, you have died. In this one, you didn't. So you merrily shout up at the crane operator that he's a fuck nugget. It certainly is. It's something to do on Tuesdays, where Ryan can just chill because he streams all the goddamn time. He's got to be one of the hardest working streamers. He certainly puts a lot of effort in, and it's never dull. It's just Elden Ring is very hard for me to watch. The chess was good. Ryan was streaming playing chess against the computer. That was good. And hello, Chipko. 3 whole humans. Well, almost like my second best on Twitch. And that used to take many hours. It was good experience, though. Oh, absolutely. So I actually see if you can put the link in here. We'll all give it a click. It might allow links. I don't know if it does. 3 Body Problems is a very, very, very slow burn. And after, it takes a little while. It did seem like a grind, and I wanted to watch it because it's such an acclaimed book. Especially when I heard that they've done 30 episodes for that book. 30, 40, like the equivalent of American 1-hour episodes. So, in modern American series terms, it's 3.5 series to tell the first book in a trilogy. Oh, yeah, definitely. You do everything. You dress up as some wacky shit. You do karaoke. You play games. You do words on stream. You've got a good following. You should have more people watching you. Especially, I mean, it's a relief to see someone else die as often as I do in computer games as well. I got to admit, man. I see what people mean by someone not being brilliant at games is pretty entertaining. Especially if you've played the game and you know how hard it is. And Elden Ring is bastard hard. That's why it's so stressful. Especially when you're clocking up 300 deaths per stream and crazy shit like that. I mean, God knows what your total deaths on screen are if you added up all your streams. It'd be fucking amazing. Yeah. No, it's compelling. But I know I would be doing much worse than you at it. So it's like someone much better than me. I never want to play Elden Ring. Like I might have a pop at The Witcher. Have you been keeping count? But you have played some stunners. I think you're very good with the storytelling games, and I definitely liked the one that was set in the Midwest with shamanic magic and shit, and the Detroit Become Human. That was absolutely mesmerizing. And Stray. You've played quite a few of those sort of games. The one with Elliot Page in it. Basically is Elliot Page in the Midwest. Fighting monsters and demons and shit. I'm totally up for it. I'd watch that as a TV show, definitely. I mean, if they can make The Last of Us. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could watch Elliot Page, hunting demons with, shamanic magic. I could watch a few seasons of that, definitely. I bet she'd be great in that. I wish she was in more stuff. I wish he was in more stuff, rather. I'm trying to think if he's been in anything. He must have been. Must have been in something recent. Well, yeah. I wonder, was it purely for that game, or had it been a comic book? Beyond Two Souls. Yeah. Because that would be a graphic novel worth getting into. Because if it... Oh, Elliot Page is the non-binary person that was in Juno and Hard Candy and a whole bunch of other stuff, and Super, if you've ever seen any of those movies. Yeah. And I definitely could watch a political drama stroke game. Yeah. The Beyond Human series. It'd be nice if there was a sequel to that was just as good. But you could probably make that an interactive TV series on Netflix, where you could basically make the key decisions and play like they did with Bandersnatch. That would be an ideal candidate for that tech. I wonder how much that would cost to make. I mean, they made Halo. Yeah. That would bring water cooler chat about TV around the water cooler again. Oh, did you play Detroit Become Human 2 last night? Oh, yeah. Or even 1. Just make the first game into that kind of interactive media and then go, do you want a second one? But, you know, that would make for interesting conversations if independently people played it and talked about their choices. I mean, that might be the future of television. Before it goes to full-on holographic 3D projection, and that's kind of coming without glasses, with the right TV screen and the right production method. I'm pretty sure rendering that any footage to 3D to be able to, I mean, newer movies would be shot with a special camera that would allow it to happen. Older movies could be kind of turned into kind of like Avatar level 3D that you'd be able to watch on a 3D screen. I bet you'd have to shoot stuff pretty specifically to make it work. But yeah, that's the next stage of television, like more interactive storytelling. I mean, imagine if Game of Thrones had 5 or 6 or even 8 or 12 endings, depending on what you got each character to do. Like if the Starks had not attended the Red Wedding, they'd just done a runner, or there were lookalikes that people looked vaguely like them, and the the matriarch of the Starks was veiled. I don't know. You could have made a bunch of different choices. You could have been King, the king right at the start, Robert Baratheon, and you make a choice to believe Eddard Stark immediately and move on what he says and move on the rumours that he's hearing, and because he's with Eddard Stark, he doesn't get assassinated. It's really weird. I don't think it's too accurate, and it might change. I might just not bother and just go to a webcam at some point. I think you really need to be able to see the person. Maybe when I've tidied up the studio, we'll switch to an actual webcam or a couple of different angles of webcam. Can probably do that ish. Like a black and white overhead one that's a bit grainy. Yeah, we can do that. I've got a pile of crap. But yeah. But yes. It is what it is. Welcome in, everybody. It's cool to have you guys here. Yeah, my place is a massive mess. It is at the moment because I've been looking for stuff and making this work. To put it in context, I've got 3 24-inch monitors taking up an entire 6-foot plus wide desk that I pulled out of a skip. On top of that is a very badly made DJ table cut down to about 8 inches, and that's what the monitors are on. So I've got this big long shelf, and behind that there's 2 sets of bookshelves. And I'm using a donated Windows PC. Kevin is a Geek actually gave me most of this PC that I'm doing this on. Whoop. I've got to kill that. There we go. So yeah, but it is messy, and I got the worst ever tablet computer deliberately. I bought a modern tablet computer, but the worst kind. It's made by RCA. It's terrible. Everything about it's rubbish. It would be funny, but it'd be doing it all the frigging time. And I got this nasty tablet, and all it has to do is run this virtual buttons program that interacts with OBS. And I got a Steam Deck with like icons and shit to press. I can turn on the audio from FTL and turn it off. That's just the touch of the button, and you use it for scene switching. So it's a lot easier than trying to move the mouse and click on the right thing. And it gives me a few stats, how long I've been streaming and stuff like that. So yeah, running through OBS using a kind of a pirated Raccoon. On a second-hand headset with a $5 keyboard. Yeah. Oh, what am I encoding this with? Okay, let's have a look. That's going to obliterate the Panda a little bit. It's 1920 by 1080. I'm trying to work at the output. It's going out in NVENC. So yeah, if that helps. The machine, this is my games machine, my streaming machine, because it's the only one that I can play some of the games on. So it's running Windows 7. Let's minimize that. Get the chat back. I'll try out that Maybox yet. Oh, the Linux distribution, no. And I should. Which is handy in a way that you're reminding me now, and I haven't made the video about the iMac. So I can do it all in one video. I will give it a go. I haven't had a lot of time. I've been tinkering with other stuff, trying to get all sorts of things working. OBS on my X230, which is the studio machine for recording Sonic Sunday, upgraded itself to version 29 and then wouldn't launch. So I had to fix a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, it's I'm live. I've got no dropped frames at all. So I'm going to see if I can hit record. That might be a time-saving thing. Oh, look, now it's going. It's not dropping any frames yet. But no. If I record, it's an oldish machine. It's only an i5. Turn what up to 11? Me or the music? But yeah, it's that was too much for it. Running the Panda video tracking software, running the internet, FTL, which is running in the background, and that it was just hassling it too much. So I can do this. I thought that would be easier. That's about as much of FTL as I can show without. Maybe I'll do a little bit where I shrink this down again on a different scene or something like that. But I haven't, so I won't. So ooh. Oh no, it did work. It was just loading. Okay, so this is our start ship. What we're going to have to do is do a run across the galaxy to various outposts and planetary systems and stuff, all the while avoiding pirates and enemy ships and stuff. And the rebel fleet are just behind us. Unfortunately, we represent the imperialist running dogs, but there's no way of doing that. You can change around your ship. You can do various layouts, I think. Oh, let's not do that. Let's go with the ship I've actually completed this with. This is the easiest ship. So it's a turn-based strategy game. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: beams. Beam weapons do damage based on the number of rooms they hit. Each shield bubble will block 1 damage of a beam. It's best to use beams when the enemy's shields are down. There you go. So this is our ship. The armament we carry are a burst laser and an Artemis missile. So the burst laser fires 2 shots, and this is the amount of energy allocated to each system. So we've got 3 crew members. They're listed up here, and their skills. They can't do anything yet, but as we go along, they'll get better trained. This is our hull damage marker. This is our fuel that we've got. 1 fuel used up for each hyperjump. These are the number of missiles we have, the number of drones we have, or the parts we can use to make a drone if we had a drone launcher, which you can get later on in the game. And this is the amount of current scrap. So we can add a power bar, which gives us 1 more power, so we can pop that into engines. So we've got our maxed out engines before we set off. And these down here, which you can't see, we've got subsystems that control doors, security, and piloting. Those are all systems that can be attacked, and all systems that improve various odds as you go along. Anyway, we're going to make a jump. There's a store there. We've got no money, so if we go down here, we can see what happens. And I can't remember how to play this game. Upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. So they're pirates. So yes. Message retracted. Oh, we're going to have to reject their offer. We will regret this decision, so we're going to target the Artemis at their weapons. The burst laser at their shields. Now they're offering us a surrender bounty if we let them go. 8 missiles, 1 drone part, and 13 scrap, which we're going to accept. And we're going to jump. Yeah. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. Yeah. Oh, no, look. A pirate ship. We've got auto fire on, so it'll just fire when it's ready. 3 fuel, 1 drone part. Nah, we're not going to accept that. 12 scrap, no. And they're getting hit by asteroids as well. Hey, blow up, what do we get? 26 scrap and 1 missile and 1 drone part. Well, that's not too bad. We're waiting for the autopilot to jump. While we're doing that, we'll send him to... Shouldn't have sent him. He was about to sort out the, whatchamacallit. I think we'll be alright in the asteroid field, though. Door's nearly repaired. I wonder if the jump has to fully recharge. No, he can jump now. Yeah, exciting, isn't it? Intervene to defend the outpost. Got missiles to burn, baby. That's a good strategy, going after the old missiles. $21 scrap, 1 fuel, 1 drone part. And the colonists are super grateful. And they'll give us 23 scrap and 2 fuel. Tight. So we're going to jump. We're going to go back to that store. So can't afford cloaking. We can afford drone control. And it comes with a combat drone. Yeah, let's do that. Repair the hull and go on our way. It's a shame we haven't got more. We can... Yeah. Yeah, we need to take some more scrap before we can power that up. Okay, let's jump. Are they going to catch us? Should be able to KO this. Boom! Now we've got to jump for our lives. The nearby planet shows signs of habitation and great beauty. A rudimentary automated planetary defense system is looping its message into space. Warning, Quarantine 5 in effect. Under FAA Act 22 Article 11.2, warning, quarantine, just goes on. Yeah, let's leave that the fuck alone. Hello, Juva. Your jump leads to a completely unremarkable binary star system. There's nothing else around. Oh, damn it, we just need some stuff. A Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. Oh, we're going to lose someone. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Intruders detected. We'll accept their offer. Except for these guys. Teleporters are really handy. Oh, they're getting into Iraq now. I'm on the run. Not it's like I'm in charge, is it? We accepted their surrender and everything. While we're here. Have to be careful. Oh, we lost one of the guys. I'm a terrible captain. Why is the ship empty of air? Oh, no. Is it rising? No. I haven't left open any doors and the oxygen's broken. That's why. So I told you, it's going to be a real short run. This guy's dead. Yep, there we go. I killed my crew through ineptitude. The data we carry is vital. And because each universe is different. Yeah, hold on. Let's give you the sound effects at least. We reject their offer. Let's go and visit that distress call. Oh dear. Oh, we lost a bod. Got lost in the riots. Did not go well. There's nothing here. Ah, it's a very boring run, even though it's proving fatal. Here we are back at the start, already a bloke down. At least I haven't got a transporter. They're powering their FTL. Obviously can't have that happen. Got some scrap. Let's yeah. Let's jump. I've only sacrificed one of you so far. We stopped him jumping. They've got cargo. Did we get any of it? Nice. Can we get... We're not going to get any more shields at the moment, but... have to put the fire out with a vacuum. Let's get in there and repair those shields. I'll repair that as well. God damn it. We need another 16 scrap for better shields. Let's go and see more dangerous, ridiculous. Nearby planets. Oh, it's quarantine. We don't get the option to do anything. We're in a nebula. Comms are scrambled. He should be all right. He's in med bay. No. They destroyed med bay. See, if med bay was working, we would have survived that. Oh, this is like red shirts, isn't it? Have that other power bar right now. You stumble forward, forward scout. No way. Come on, weapons guy. That didn't start very promisingly. Boom! Now we could get that. That's about all we can get. Except that. Let's jump. Oh no, we've already been here. That wasn't good. Yes! We've got a possible mission. There's the quest marker. Let's go! Auto fire on. Just a dice rolling exercise at this point. Really hurting with that salvo. And they've got nothing to fire back at us. Yeah. And we blew it to fuck. Nice. So if we go to the ship thing, one more of them, one more of them. So now we've got two little blue shieldy things. Let's jump. Let's see if we can get to that quest though. Same dealio pretty much with what the weaponry that we've got. Battle computers armed! But now we've got two shields. So they've got hits twice to get any hull damage. That's why we took out their weapons, they just got to sit there. Boom. We don't accept the surrender. Fucking pirates. But we are running out of missiles. Okay, let's jump. Play the civilian ship. Fortunately, these robot thingies aren't all that dangerous. We've only got 4 salvos at most. Might do it in 2. That's a little drone attacking our shields all the time. And we did. So now we've got a halberd beam, which means we've got to think a little bit more carefully about this. We are going to need more power. And we are going to need to boost weapons 1. What's the weapons boost? Oh, we need 35. We can get more system power. It's all numbers. So we got like a new weapon and a load of scrap, which we bumped up our ship a little bit with. But I think we want a lot more energy. Let's go along to this quest marker, which you can't see. I'll just do this again, I guess. I don't think it matters. We're going nowhere, mate. 25 scrap, that means we can... Oh, already got 2 shields. Bump up the weapons 1. So now if we wanted to, we could power the Artemis missile and the halberd. But that's not really ideal unless we get a load more missiles. Anyway, let's go to this little questy marker. You arrive at the last known location of the merchant's delivery. You begin to scan for the lost ship. That whole shield thing doing us the world of good there. We're fast running out of missiles. Just going to rely on the burst laser for the last bits. One missile. And they can miss. That's... So ideally we need 6 power on that, or at least 5. Look at it. What does it cost to get another what's name in weaponry? 50. Okay. So we're going to jump. We're going to hang on to what we got. So we did the quest. Go down here, one more stop. We antagonize the ship. No missiles left. I'll missile in some scrap. Okay. Gonna add that 50. So we now got 5 possibles, but we'd have to dick around with shields and stuff. We need more energy, but let's go to the exit. So we made it through the system, people. Nearly. Having those 2 shields is really saving our bacon from that drone. No, we didn't hit the thing. No, it's just like a waiting game, really. At least we... I don't know what we did there. I don't know whether it had a... It's got a drone. Hopefully. But it's only got the drone in with which to attack us because we've damaged its weapon systems. Come on. One more hit will finish it off. Well, one more hit after this. Oh, oh no. Ship it, go boom. 23 scrap. And a healing burst, which is not really my thing, but that should be enough for us to buy another power bar. What does that give us? That and 3. So I can fire 5 points of weaponry. Yeah. And time to jump. Next sector. Civilian sector or the Zoltan sector? Let's go for the Zoltan sector. That should be interesting. Unsuccessful hermit. Yeah. If you've ever seen Earth Final Conflict, that is what the aliens want us to do, and we're all like, no. And it's like, oh, go to your skill set, humans. Give you some ray guns and, you know, expand peace all over the galaxy in exchange for technology. And yeah, we were going to do it anyway if we got out into space, you know, without chilling out. We'll have to evolve beyond money. Let's go to the distress call. You find the source of the distress call, a small research station. It appears a small laboratory fire got... Oh. 41 scrap. We could definitely use better doors, more shield, better pilot. Oh, it gives us better evasion for 20. We got 43. We'd do that. Yeah. Gives us slightly more eyes on, better sensors. I suspect unsuccessful hermit is Harlequin. Emergency, we are under attack. Frequency matches a Zoltan ship. You move in on their pursuer. They take your intervention as a cue to jump away. Cowards. So let's put the burst laser and a new weapon, the halberd beam. Take down the shields. Cut them with the halberd beam. No. Too late. Oh, we fucking nailed them though. Yeah. Nice. Fuel. Drones. Scrap. That gives us one. We can put that into engine at the moment. Gives us better evasion. Let's go to that unvisited. Yeah, it's just your spelling, I can tell. And your grammar. But mine's no better. You jump into a debris field that is used to be a Zoltan field. Unfortunately, the engine escort takes you for the attacker and they refuse all hails. Let's take out their weapons. Hopefully. Nice. Halberd beam. 32 scrap. Cool. Can we do anything? We can bump up the shields. Or the doors. Or the oxygen. Or the weapons. Let's do that. Yeah, that too. Interfere. Oh no. We did get it. You there? Oh no, that's a bad guy. He's killed our guy that was in there. We're in danger from asteroids. Gotta mess them up. I gotta go into medbay. Get patched up. We're all right in this asteroid field. If we hadn't upped our shields, it'd be a bit dicey. Prepare! Now, get the ship ready to jump. Let's go this way. Oh no. Oh no, he's broken my halberd beam, mate. And the Zoltan are good at hand-to-hand. No, they're rubbish. Get those repairing that shit. Oh, I blew it to fuck anyway. Definitely do with another power bar. Okay, weapons are repaired. Let's get these back. These guys' health repaired. Yeah, the ship's crew, there's only 2 of them now. We could do with going to a store, see if we could buy a person, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We should really jump to the next non-store location. Let's go down there. No scutters. I think you can get repair droids. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, do this irresponsible shit. And our interior sensors are damaged. Oh, we might have a chance now. Because our guys are continuously healing. Oh, close all doors. Yeah, these guys made a terrible mistake. Fighting us in our own medbay. That's the only thing you can do, really. You don't get anything for these missions either. There's no salvage. But my guys are just going to keep healing and getting better at fighting. Oh man, they fucked up our weapon system. And our shield system. Yeah, they're not very good at stuff, but they are getting better. They started off at 0, and now one of them's pretty good at fighting. Well, I think they're both getting better at fighting. And one's getting really good at being an engineer. How's everything tickety-boo? Fucking hell. Smacked us right in the shields. He's got a Zoltan shield up here, which means we've got to get through this green bar before we do anything else. Well, it's not too bad just yet. The fire's kind of contained. No, it's not contained anymore. Got some systems to repair. At least my dude's alright, but we've got to let that fire burn out. Oh no. This is going to take a while to repair. Oh. I'll sort that one out. Oh, I've got to repair the doors before I... Oh, this guy's going to take damage while he's repairing the doors. That sucks. Gotta repair the fucking doors. Can't even open that one. Let's close all the doors on the ship. Oh, we got to repair the doors to close the doors. That's fucking insane. Doors are bad. It's bad when you break the doors. Yeah, you don't want to be fighting fires. You've got to basically do the whole thing where you let all the oxygen out. Okay, the oxygen's good. Well, we can survive it. Alright, so we might as well go and hit internal sensors. Oh, being boarded sucks when you haven't got loads of people. We've got 3 shield bars though. We can kind of power up. Okay, everything's repaired apart from the hull. Oh man, we're ready to jump. Let's cancel that. Now we've got 3 shield bars. We can go there. We haven't been there yet. Come on, burst laser. Cancel that. We got that. Let's do a thing. Enough for another thingy, and we'll put that back into engine. And we're kind of getting there. An unvisited location. Let's go. Space adventure killing. We've got some scrap usually. Let's go. When the red wall hits us, the bad guys catch up. The people pursuing us for the important data we've got. Oh, actually. How many drone parts have we got? Yeah, we might be able to do something. 47. Okay, blast doors. That's got to be worth having, just for the next time we get sodding boarded. And go to the next sector. Go to the Uncharted Nebula. Or the Zoltan controlled area. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Zoltan thing. But we're still in the nebula. Let's go to the distress call. You arrive to find a lumbering Zoltan freighter with no one at the helm. It's a mystery what happened to the crew, but it'd be a shame to let all this go to waste. Too right. The nature of the day's rotational the fever is emasculated. The reason is hopefully that will not going to do it in time. Not good. Well, we're through the thingy shield. They're busy messing us up is what they're doing. Hitting our fucking doors again. Come on, burst laser. You can do it. Oh, you blew him to fuck. Let's send these guys back to where they're supposed to go. It's all coming back to me now. This is going to take a while. We're just not hitting them hard enough. Go back to missiles then. See? And we blew them to fuck. So we could get one more slot in WEPs and an energy bar. So if we do that, we can do that and have all three of these buggers on. which makes things a mite easier. Right. You happen upon the remains of a space station. It has been mostly picked clean, but there appears to be a few materials that will aid you in your mission. Sweet. 49. We do anything with the engines? There we go. Booster-roonied engines, I think. Or when we get next to some things. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna stop that there. I get your point. Watching someone else play it, unless you're into it and understand it, or have watched it enough to get into it, that's fair enough. Alternatively, we could watch the new YouTube video if you like. I haven't as yet published it to YouTube. Give you a break from the tedium. It's hard to play a game and maintain a conversation. That's one vote, and that's all it takes. So here we go. I'll just put it on. With a special scene changer. I can go. Okay, so this is just a quick video of me when I assembled the Ender 3, the Creality Ender 3 that I bought back in November. And yeah, it was really easy comparatively. If you've ever assembled any sort of IKEA furniture or anything like that, this was actually easier with the help of the Canadian printers. There's me having a cigarette. The Canadian printers channel, and I'll leave a link in the description when this goes up on the Culture channel. And this is the first YouTube video I've done in about a year, if you can believe it. And I've been streaming and doing all the other stuff, but literally I'm basically just following the instructions on the video. As I say, the video link will be down below. And I thought I'd just put a really chill video of me spending a pleasant hour, hugely sped up, assembling it. There on the laptop you can see the Ender 3 video, the construction video, where I'm just following the instructions. You have to pay attention a bit. I think the whole thing took me maximum an hour to put together, with a break in between and a break for a coffee. So yeah, I just spent a pleasant afternoon putting it all together and calibrating it, printing off the first calibration cube and a few bits and pieces. The great thing about the Ender 3 is that most of the hard work's already done for you with all the complicated bits. You've really only got to put in one tension belt for the whole thing. And there you are, just me following instructions, doing the thing. The first thing I printed off for real was a little holder that fits on the top of the gantry there to hold all the tools, all the Allen keys, wrenches, the spatula and stuff like that. And it just holds it all out of the way and keeps them all together. Because if you ever have to do anything, it literally is. Those are the tools you need to adjust it or take it apart and anything, so it's worth keeping them to hand. So yeah, it was just a really chill thing, very straightforward. The instruction leaflet is laughably useless, so do go and have a look at the video if you're going to buy one. The Ender 3's been essentially fixed and sorted. You know, everybody's had a go at it, and it's one of the most popular printers in the world today. So if you are going to buy your first filament printer, then this is definitely the one to get, the one that's had all the troubles shot in various troubleshooting guides, the one that really easily syncs up with software like Cura. So yeah, thanks for watching, it's appreciated, and yeah, look down in the description below if you do get one. Thanks for watching, and do take care. Yeah, so that was the new vid. Yeah, I you know, although it's a cliche having a drink, the idea is, I mean, people turned up. Chipco, so there's 4 of us, you know, why not have a drink? We could just switch it back to, it'd just be so much of a faff. Let me see if I can, dude. I can add, there you go. What's about that? Well, should be just in front of that. There we go. Am I moving about? Yeah. Well, I didn't have this set up. I thought I'd give you a rest from the bloody panda. Get in your cog. Yeah, that's a t-shirt to put on it. Get in your cog. Oh god, cat cam's going to be a real pain to set up. I don't even know where the other webcam is, and she's not in here anyway. There's a good reason she's not in here. The electric blanket is on, so that's where she'll be. So yeah. So how is everybody? The only thing I've got here is hot cranberry juice. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah. I had my hair cut today, but it's back to its angry bullet look. So yeah, I made a video. Sorry, it's a bit ropey and it's a bit thrown together. But I remembered that I had videoed me using the webcam I'm on now, because it's on an arm. See, we can do all sorts of things with it. Oh. So yeah. We can also do that. Bring it all back, even though this is now too big. But with the magic, these are things you can do live in OBS. Where it almost looks, how is that working? No. Oh, is it interesting that my background so perfectly tessellates with the e-waste background? I couldn't tell that it hadn't been green screened in. Nice. Yeah. Every couple of months I go to the guy around the corner and he shears me like a sheep. Yeah. Trash Panda. See, if I was expecting to be on camera, and I wasn't, but I think it's, you know. So yes, I'm going to have some more cranberry. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, hold on. Since we got the camera. Oh, That didn't work. Yeah, check out this freaky little thing. This is like a 1990s graphics tablet, which you drew onto paper, and then it digitized a monochrome version of it onto itself or onto an SD card adapter, and then you could bring it up, and supposedly if you had all the right software, but I use Linux and this is Windows only, if you had it all right, it would turn it into text for you. There was a lot of faffing around, but it would have been a great note-taking device. So you had a backup of all your notes, and you could type them up and tidy them up later. So, I don't know. Look, it's that thing that you don't have in America. The kettle. Yeah, they're weird. They're called AceCAD. There was an American pen company that made them as well. I mean, useless now, but it was in the charity shop for £5, and I managed to get it to work. So there'll be a video on that coming out. Not that you should get one. This is like, if you see this, don't get it. An anti-review. You have kettles, but it's not a big thing in America. Mind you, you're in Minnesota, so yeah, you guys probably got kettles. But if you go to like California or New York or places like that, they don't tend to have them. I just don't think that there's a point for it. You have to learn the handwriting for optical character recognition, or it has to learn yours. And it's not really worth it, because if you're making notes, you just read the notes and type them out, I guess. Oh, wouldn't have that have been a luxury at school? If you could have taken notes at school, or even university and that, on something like that, and then brought it home and just retyped it with proper pie charts and all that sort of shit, you'd basically be able to have written a manual on your course. So yeah, hope everybody's good. So I reckon Harlequin, Juva and Thing are in here. Oh yeah, this is a pretty successful stream compared to my Twitch streams. Let's get that up. Just yeah. Got no decks, it's got audio. Actually, it was probably the whole thing being banished because of religious intolerance and wars that did it. Yeah. Okay. Boom. I'm out of that. Anyway, let me bring back the other one. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think the software in these is a bit more proprietary. And I think if you want to do graphics, you're better off with a graphics tablet. If you want to do typing, you know. Well, we just had some more rail strikes. The nurses are on strike. The civil servants are on strike. The teachers are on strike. The university lecturers are on strike. Some transport workers are on strike. Yeah. It's not a general strike, but it's interestingly putting an amazing amount of pressure on the government, especially with the Ukraine war going on as well. So yeah. There's been a cabinet reshuffle. The former Chancellor of the Exchequer has been told to step down and has been fired after he tried to pull a tax dodge. It was like literally an illegal thing. Nobody really did much but fired him. He's a multi-millionaire. He's not going to be hurt. The train strike affects the restaurant I work at because there's nobody going through the station, so the restaurant is closed. Yeah. Oh man, there's strikes all over. Do you know who never goes on strike? The people in charge. You never get CEOs and hedge fund managers going on strike, do you? In fact, I think in Atlas Shrugged, I think the billionaires, the innovators and all the tech bros go on strike. And mankind wallows in a lack of ideas. Like it's the Thomas Edisons and the Elon Musks of the world that think of shit. Yeah. We're going on strike. Okay. Imagine if Elon Musk went on strike. The people who own shares in Tesla would breathe a sigh of relief. SpaceX would just get on with what it was doing. The Boring Company would mercifully do nothing. So yeah. So in the unlikely event you've just joined us or you've skipped ahead, this is something to do on Tuesday. This general chat. Occasionally I play games until people beg me not to, such as happened this evening. It's also the premiere of anything that's going up on the Culture YouTube channel. So yeah. I want to make videos that are like less than 10 minutes long going forward that are just focused on one thing. Yeah, it's from a critical reading of Atlas Shrugged, I think. Which is weird, because it's the sort of book he'd really love. Consumerism. Oh, hindsight. Have you ever watched anything by Adam Curtis? I know there's about a 30-second lag. Yeah, Stark by Ben Elton. But also, Adam Curtis is The Trap, What Happened to Our Dreams of Freedom. Yeah, you should definitely check that out. He's a fascinating, fascinating man, actually. All he does is writes a very long essay. And The Trap is pretty much about consumerism and the way that our expectations are managed. And it's delivered with such like an English vicar is reading this quite informative but quite cross essay. And what you don't realise until you see him interviewed is that's him angry. For him, he's angrily reading it out. And then when he's interviewed, he's like, no, I believe this stuff. I'm trying, he gives it away for free. Like he literally puts it on his own YouTube channel. I don't know how he gets funded. If it's Patreon, yeah, I think I need to start giving him some money. I'd love to meet him. He's a fascinating dude. Oh, and me and Miles are going to go and see Henry Rollins when he turns up in Manchester in April. That's an interesting thing. I shall tell everybody about that. I won't be filming it. Let me see. I'll see if I can get you a thing, Jiwa. There we go. Give me a sec. No, that's not it. Here's the first one, but when you but the trap, if you watch it in its entirety, actually does talk about how marketing came in. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Sigmund Freud's nephew figured out how to market to people, and the world hasn't been the same since. Before Eddie Bernays, people just told you what the product did and whether it was any good. After Edward Bernays, they worked out how to tap into human emotions. Something, if we wanted to save the world, we would have to figure out how to do. So, yeah. Pretty much. But the trap is well worth a watch, and I think it will lead you on to the second episode and stuff like that. That one's well worth a watch, but it's a lot of your time, so I understand if you don't want to watch it. But it is like the plainest language documentary about neoliberalism and, how because, it was the Republicans that banned slavery, for fuck's sake. It is the party that wanted to ensure there was never going to be a king. Yeah. And somehow a lot of that stuff got turned around, much like our own Labour Party, funded by a miner, somebody that couldn't even read, funded a guy called Keir Starmer. And when he started his political career, he couldn't even read, had to learn to read. And he got fired from his mining job for taking a day off to attend the funeral of his brother who died in a mining accident in the mine that he worked in. That will radicalise everybody. Yeah. I wonder if they could start a party called Real Labour. But yeah. But yeah, I see it all over the place too. Like the light bulb. Well, it didn't really end slavery, but, you know, made it look like that. Well, yeah, there's prisoner labour, there's slavery, there's the after effects of Jim Crow. And it was done for political expedience. But politics is a very different animal in the last 30 or 40 years. So, yeah. So has anybody else been up to anything? I would say we are coerced to work for someone else in the main. If you are working class, you will probably work for someone else. You might be able to start your own business, but it's an uphill fight. So we are coerced labour. I think slave is taking it a bit far. But depending on who you are, I guess. You know, and where you are in the world, if you're lucky enough to be in the right ethnic subset, the right economic environment. But yeah. You know, do you have to actually work in order to be allowed to eat or have children or, you know, arguably. But I think we need, I prefer to use the word coerced labour. We are expected to give up a third of our life. And that's been whittled down to a third. You know, there's a big campaign about 100 years ago to reduce the working week to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, under the slogan 8 hours work, 8 hours play, 8 hours sleep. Implying that it was a lot longer than that. You know, and over 6 days, you know, with only Sunday where you couldn't work. It was illegal for you to work for a long, long time. Only select businesses could open on a Sunday. Yeah. And we don't need to be. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why 100 years ago, in 3 years' time, in 1926, there was a general strike in the UK for 2 weeks. In fact, if you watch the Andrew Marr documentary, so let me just bring that back up. Oh. There you go. That's a link to the first episode of Andrew Marr's The Making of Modern Britain, where they do a bit on the general strike. And at the time when the general strike goes, moving pictures were a thing, so there is newsreel footage of it. It would. I think minimalism is all right if you can afford the very best of everything. I think if you're working class, you've got to be cagey about just wasting stuff and wasting resources. Because if you're a minimalist, the second anything shows anywhere, because you have to have the best of it, you'll need to immediately replace it. Like if you had a crack in the screen of your phone and you only had one phone, and it was your majority of your using device, the internet device, then you'd have to get another one. If you ripped a pair of trousers and you're a minimalist, you probably only got 3 pairs of trousers, so you kind of need another one. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think if you, Perhaps being a minimalist is amongst one of the most wasteful ways to live. You could argue that the next someone shows you their shrine of a house, because you're always going to want to read different books. Now, you might want them all digitally, but, you know, so arguably, if you had to have just some stuff, your rotation of that stuff as it even began to wear out, which it would do faster because you're only using the one thing, who knows? Maybe being a pack rat and making stuff out of what you have is more minimalist in its own way, because stuff's being kept out of, you know, the whatchamacallit, the landfill. I mean, I can show you a bit of the office. Look, so I've got this screen, and this screen. I've got 3 screens here, but they're all out of landfill. The printer's a refurb. The you know, all this is like the furniture and that I've all made. There's my nasty tablet. That only cost me 20 quid. So yeah. Reuse, recycle, repurpose. Or Mars, make, adapt, repair and steal. Or salvage. But because I didn't throw away the monitor when I had a better monitor, and because I didn't, you know, I didn't let someone else throw away a desktop, and I bought cheap shelving units that I've moved to 2 houses now, and I've upcycled stuff and pulled stuff out the trash heap to make other things. And the only thing I've really bought for this setup are the mic arms. Some of the cables are new, quite a lot of the cables, and a couple of switch boxes. But nearly everything else isn't new. The keyboard is new, but it was a £5. It's like, it was going to be e-waste. 10 minutes after a picky person who wanted to play games on it saw it, because it's really cheap and nasty. But what saves it for me is that it's on a nice grippy base that I hot glued to it. And weirdly, 2 memory foam foot lifts, shoe lifts, you know, like pads, memory foam pads for women's shoes that just hold it up at a much better angle. So it doesn't weigh anything, but I don't game on it that hard ever, as you can see. Right, I'm going to go for a wee, so I'm going to put it into brake mode. Dink. Right, I'm back. Yeah. Well, we could try recording Discord if people want to have a crack at that. I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody want that? Does somebody want to open a Discord chat? In the culture. If somebody wants to open a thing in general, somebody wants to open that, and we'll join in on that. Let's see if we can get the desktop audio. I know. No, right. I mean, you can stay just typing in, but okay, I'm going to open a thing in general. So if I do this and voice and video, that's the input, that's the output, and I make desktop audio live. And if you want to join in general in the culture chat, that should now be working. Do. Voice connected. But nobody else is in here, so it's not using any bandwidth yet. So let's see if that works. Send a link to the...
people.
Yeah, do you want to invite...
Don't worry, buddy.
Hold on, I'll do it.
Let's go around with
hindsight. Invite to server. A culture. Is there anybody on it?
No, hindsight's on here.
Yeah. Oh, there. So, are you...
Fish in a birdcage. What does that mean?
Oh, that was a track request for
Oh.
Sonic Sunday.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if... I'm pretty sure you're coming through on the record for the audio.
I can turn that on and see what's happening.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear myself if I turn the video on. I had to turn the audio off for the stream, obviously, to make it work.
Oh, well, so that works. I'm not sure if I can...
my bassy Australian tones.
I wonder if I can make this smaller. Can I? Grid. You can sort of see. Oh, I can do this. Look, I could do this. And I could press the magic button as in window capture. No, it's not that one. Background. Chat. So if I... Is that one? No. If I'm capturing that, I need to capture the other window. So if I go to window capture, not using that one anymore. I'm using that, but I can okay that. It's that window capture, isn't it? Oh, hold on. If I put this there, no, that's right, plus window capture device. Okay, give me cancel. I'll get there in a minute.
Sure. There's no one rushing but you. That's alt, isn't it? Yep. Isn't it great this is happening live? God forbid we pre-prepared this earlier.
Oh my, this is heinous. Hold on. It's all going to shit right now. That's the video capture
All going
device.
to shit,
That's
bro.
window. Game captures off. Background. Oh, we're getting there. Getting there. And I can bring.
I get things though.
I think. There's that one. There's me. Where's window capture? Move that. Add in another one.
Yeah, so exciting things have been happening in the world, as always.
Yeah, all over the place.
And then not so much.
There we go. Now we've got Discord running. That's the two people that are in here in the chat. Nobody else is in because they've just got bored and wandered off.
Fair enough.
It's just to start up the other PC. I always get suckered like that. I get suckered like that on Discord so often that I went down to Poundland and I bought another £3 headset just to leave in the lounge. And I've got one in the bedroom, one in the lounge, and I've got like my full studio in here, so I don't have to worry about it. I've got headphones and speaker redos and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it is a faff setting it all up, and I bet you could just press a button if you're doing it on a Mac, just like boop. There's the streamer button that activates the webcam, adjusts the lighting, does all the other shit for you. There's me sort of like.
You're not have to live in an Airbnb and you know, be fucking.
And then I just
my beard or some shit.
It's only $500 a year, Bruce, but it's such a savings in time and hassle and effort. And I just press this fucking button, and it just adjusts the volume, adjusts the lights, puts in a background, makes me look nice. I've been sitting here in my underpants doing my job for 5 years, all thanks to Apple.
Excuse me, I'm sitting here in my Ranger panties. Thank you very much. I am actually sitting here in my Ranger panties. It's very comical. It's too hot here.
Funnily enough, I'm sitting here in those Australian combat trousers you sent me.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wearing almost military uniform. I've got some desert magnums on because I don't like wearing my work boots all the time. I've got those Australian Army trousers on, and I'm wearing a British Army nausea top that's been dyed a darker colour. It was dyed a darker colour, and I once went to a TA meeting in it, and they took one look at me and went, "Where the fuck did you get one that colour?"
And you're like, the washing
because they're usually like a bright khaki green, like a dirt green.
Yeah.
I mean, like the colour of seagull shit. You know, or you know,
I'll say I've never looked at seagull shit, but yeah, I know what you mean.
There's sort of like irritating green colour that's in bird shit, and that's the colour. It's sort of like olivey olive green. And they're all like, and I say, well, you just put it in the washing machine with a pack of jet black Dylon, and this is as dark as you can get them.
Yeah.
I've been wearing this for like ages. So if you do get one cheap, the British Army nausea top, called that because it's of Norwegian design. That was adopted by the commandos in World War II.
Mm.
So Norwegian It's a thermally insulated Norwegian fisherman's top, and it zips
Anyone would
up.
think that
It
everyone
zips
should
up
learn how to.
into a roll neck. Basically, they are very, very warm. I mean, this isn't. You can't go out in the winter in this. You have a t-shirt under this, then you have this, then you have your jacket. But as a thing in
Yeah,
between your t-shirt and your jacket, it's fine.
it's perfect. Yeah,
You know, it's all right on a spring morning. It will keep you warm. But any colder than that, forget it. It's like literally
yeah.
just a good thin base layer that's toweling on the inside, so it traps all the warmth against you.
Mm. But that's the nature of the beast, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. I was looking at a T50 workstation. They're a bit nice. Or
Oh my god.
a P50 workstation.
P50 workstation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's what.
In a
That's what I've
couple of
got as
years,
well.
they'll be ours, mate. They will.
Yeah.
Couple of years, drops down to about 100, just under 100 quid. That'll be a worthy upgrade. Those things can take 64 gig of RAM.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it?
Minimum i7. It's
Yeah.
so big. It's a 17-inch laptop, I think, or a
No, the
15-inch.
50 is a 15-inch, and then the 70 is the 17-inch
Yeah.
version.
So that's still a sizable laptop monitor.
Oh yeah,
It's about.
they're considerably larger than they're
It's
considerably
so
larger
wide.
phones.
You've
Like,
got a numpad. It's got USB-C
yeah,
on it, a bunch of USB 3 ports and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, no worries, man. Let us know when you're nearly there. If you've got Discord installed, go to settings and go to voice and video, and just set up
All
your
right.
microphone and your video on your. We haven't done video. It'd be pointless for me to do video. I'm already doing video. Look,
I mean, you could sit and watch me in my Ranger panties
we
in
might
my
not
room,
need to
but
see that.
we're not,
You are
we're
wearing
not
a
doing that.
t-shirt. Are you wearing a t-shirt?
Yeah, it's not too hot to wear a t-shirt.
All right, yeah, that's okay then. We won't ask you to model the Ranger panties.
They are luminous green. I've got my luminous green pair on today.
Have you guys been watching The Last of Us?
Last. No, I haven't watched it. I don't think.
It's
I don't think.
it's kind of a zombie apocalyptic movie, although the zombie virus is a relative of the virus that
Oh, that's the thing that's based on the computer game, isn't it?
Yeah,
That they redid the. Yeah, no, I did see it came out, but again, with everything, I don't.
yeah.
Watch
There's
shit before it starts.
what the
Right.
basis of the zombie virus is that mushroom that makes ants walk to the top of trees to spread its spores, turns them into zombies and drives them up to high altitudes and then releases their spores. Right, that learns how to live in humans.
Right.
That's all that happens. Mushrooms are suddenly able to tolerate a slightly higher body temperature than is found in insects.
Yeah.
And it somehow gets into the food supply. And then basically almost everywhere all at once, this virus takes hold. Some people are like mildly immune to it. Some people weren't eating the food that was contaminated.
Yeah.
But either way, the world went to shit. But it's just the fact that
This sounds like
something
the premise for no. This sounds like the premise for No Blade of Grass, which is like it's defiantly like 60s, 70s horror film.
Yeah.
It's very, very good for a 60s,
like a
70s
science-based horror film, really.
Yeah, but it's like the whole basis of that film was like grass stopped growing because like it just stopped working.
Is that
So
based
that
on the
makes sense.
John Christopher book, The Death of Grass?
Yes,
Ah, right.
yes. The Death of Grass was made into no Blade of Grass with.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
they'd made a movie. I might actually have to find that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very old. Can you go away and stop proofing with
See,
me?
it's turning into pub night. Are you going to try your camera and see if it crashes the stream?
Oh, we can do.
See if it crashes out of Discord. That'd be interesting. Because the whole idea is that it's a hangout. The only game playing thing was if nobody turned up. Just
Hold on,
to
I
keep,
have to turn the right button on.
and also the
camera on.
premieres of all the YouTube videos. Oh, here we go. There we go.
There's my lovely.
There he
there's
is.
my- look,
This is lovely Vizog live.
There's the cat.
Make
Make a
cat.
live
So we've
appearance.
got cat cam. So Juva should be happy.
We've got cat cam via fucking half a world away. I'm so
Australian
glad that I
cats.
brushed my hair.
Cats that
Hang on.
really,
So-
really, really don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, this one doesn't, but
That's cats.
it's just cats in general. Weirdly enough, my camera's backwards in Discord to me.
Okay, so are you in the culture Discord? Hindsight. Do, do, do. Then there's the lag.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so at the
that's real.
bottom, there's a setting marked voice channels on the left, underneath all the different chat rooms. Okay, and you'll see one marked general, and there's Harlequin and me in there. If you click on
Harlequin's
the
looking at his old
telephone
monitor.
icon, it should bring you into the conversation. Possibly. But before that, you need to go into Discord settings and just make sure that your webcam and your microphone are selected in video and sound. I just got to wait for the delay. I'm allergic to dead air. It's doing all that radio.
It's just yeah, the zenness of having a no conversation is hard when you're used to making TV,
Yeah.
radio broadcasts.
There we go.
You cannot do one thing at once.
There.
Yeah.
Hear me?
We can hear you. Now what you need to do is go in the voice and video settings. Hold on. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. There's a cogwheel on the left-hand side menu, right at the bottom, on the right of that menu. If you go into user settings and select voice and video, which will be about halfway down or near the bottom on your screen, where you'll see your input device and your output device. But more importantly, at the bottom of what you can see on that particular screen, there's a heading marked input sensitivity. Now, if you switch the automated input sensitivity off and drag the slider all the way to the left,
Then
and
suddenly Discord will work.
Yeah, Discord will actually work and you'll sound decent.
Is it too loud right now?
We could do a little bit more volume.
Is that better?
Yeah.
That is better.
There we
now
go.
We can hear you. Now I can hear you.
That's
Now
all
the
the way up.
deafness in the room.
But you've still not made that adjustment. Otherwise, you'd have a permanent green box around your picture. So if you go back into user settings and voice and video and look for input sensitivity on those headings.
Oi.
And then you switch that off and drag the bar over, and then it treats you like an adult that you don't need to press push to talk.
You're just like an adult. So true.
And yeah, oh no, you haven't done it yet. Because if it's on responding to your voice, it will chop you off at the beginning on your microphone.
I see noise suppression. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it should be one called input sensitivity.
Again.
Maybe I'm just freaking blind.
Have we got noise suppression? I can't even find noise suppression.
I see input mode, and I see input device, output device.
Yep, keep going down till you get to like voice activity.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, switch that off. And then drag the little slider all the way to the left, and you're done.
There?
Yeah. Now you got the green box around the thing. You can even turn on your camera.
Everything you say.
Yeah, you could even try turning on your camera. Is that going to work? Or
I thought it did. Oh, it was on. Crap.
Just there we go.
Is it working?
Nearly.
It's black. What the heck?
Have you got tape in front of you? All right.
No, there's no tape in front of it.
All right.
That's a good idea.
Have you got like your actual webcam selected as the camera?
Yes.
Click on preview camera. If you can find it, there'll be a little camera icon where you are. Can you preview the camera in the settings? Yeah, go into the settings. Scroll down.
That's
test video.
Yeah, always preview is on.
Okay, and then when you come back, you should have a camera icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on the downward pointing arrow next to it, and then click on preview camera.
Yeah, it's still not coming up. It shows the camera, but it won't engage it.
Oh well,
Weird.
it's a thing to
Sure.
tinker with. But we're glad to have you in the conversation, man. Isn't this cool? I'm gonna pub. I'm close to just whizzing off and getting some whiskey. So this is very social. So
I didn't think I'd be doing this anytime soon.
yeah, have you managed to scavenge anything this week?
Actually, I haven't done crap this week.
I
I shouldn't say
routinely
that. I'm having trouble at
scavenged
work.
another water bottle from work because we give away, we sell our water, right? Just when somebody goes, oh, I want bottled water, not only do we charge them the equivalent of $5 US for it, which is fucking scandalous, but it comes in an aluminium bottle. I mean, with a screw top lid. So I took a bunch home and emptied them out and just put them in my work bag. Like, that's a litre of water. But we're expected to literally throw those straight away. And I can't think of any reason or any way of recycling them directly, apart from using them myself. Because it's beyond the understanding of my co-workers to carry a water bottle. I don't mean 24/7 attached to your hip. I mean in your work bag.
Yeah.
So that when you are on your way home from work, if you are thirsty, you can have a drink.
Wow. God.
Without having to go and purchase said drink in another aluminium container, drink it, and then bin the aluminium.
Look, you can't have everything in the world, all right?
And that's nothing compared to the absolute aggravation that is Illy coffee that comes in these steel canisters.
Yes.
Yeah? And we use 5 or 6 of those a day. And the coffee arrives from Illy in the steel 250 gram canisters. Doesn't come in a bag.
You think
like a paper bag that can be pulped.
2 kilo container, wouldn't you?
No.
You know?
Every 250 grams of this comes in its own screw top steel canister. Yeah.
What are you doing in my car? But why? I live in suburbia, but what are you doing in my car?
The wastefulness is astonishing. Oh, hindsight's disappeared. Are you still there, Harlequin?
Yeah,
I'm here.
still
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah, you're just not moving, so I can't tell if you've frozen.
No, I muted it so I could try a different video application, and that ain't coming up either.
Nah, never mind.
It might just be this computer. I
Yeah.
might have to jump over to the other one.
Don't worry about it, man. It'll work or it won't. If that's a better computer for you to use to do this with, then that's cool.
Well, this is that new ThinkPad I was telling you about.
All right, that's weird.
And I haven't tried the camera on it yet, but I know the other one works, or
Yeah.
it did work.
No, it's not worry. I mean, I did a stupid thing a while back, and I found this Orkey HD cam for like 15 quid at the local, I guess you could call it a pawn shop. Is it a pawn shop, though? It's Cashies.
Yeah, same thing.
It's like it's more like a pawn shop than anything else. Anyway, so it worked really well. It worked straight out the gate on Windows, worked straight out the gate on Linux, no problems with it. It's even got an okay microphone. And it's big enough for you to hot glue googly eyes to it. And then I bought an exactly the same model of camera off eBay for about 10 quid. And they want to name themselves the same thing.
Of course they do.
Another thing is I'm doing this on Endeavor, and I've never tried it on Endeavor OS.
All right. Well, it's working as well as it works. Endeavor OS might not have a live webcam driver. Might work for the test. Who knows? It's great to have you with us. At some point, a webcam solution will turn up. Or you could scrap everything and just get a Mac. And it would still
I
not
have
work.
one.
And it still wouldn't work, would it?
Still wouldn't work properly. The internet would still
It's,
be
it's, it's the nature of things.
So I open up Cheese, that didn't work, and I have GUV open, and there's still nothing.
Mm.
It sounds like a definitely sounds like a
But did you
driver
see
shooting
the image from the camera in the preview?
I saw a black screen.
So yeah. Yeah, who knows?
And no, there's nothing over the camera.
Yeah. Oh well. It may be. It might be a known problem as a driver issue in that distribution of Linux.
Yeah. But it's basically Arch, and
Yeah.
you know.
Depends where they've decided to strip things down. What's the mentality of the person putting together the distro?
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I have one laptop on top of the other one, and I'm just gonna power up the other one.
Wow. If you got your working laptop on the top of your broken laptop, you might be an IT redneck.
I think so. Actually, right where I'm sitting,
we could do minimalism, or we could do the problem is fixed. Which one
No,
do you
dude,
Go
if
with the problem
you've
is fixed.
seen the studio.
right where I'm sitting, I have 4 laptops right here.
Yeah. I started counting
three
all
work.
the internet capable devices in my house, and I gave up after I got to about 20. I just went, no, I'm not, because I'll keep thinking of other stuff.
No, are you talking about phones too?
Well, I'm talking about phones, Raspberry Pis. I've got a QB board. I've got a desktop. I've got 10 laptops,
Oh shit.
probably. You know, just when you start adding it all up, let alone old mobile phones that still kind of work, but just have lost a key feature. Like I can't charge it through the charging port, but I've got a charger for the batteries, and I've got 3 batteries for it. So arguably,
I'll be back.
right,
I'm gonna drop off for a second, okay?
no worries.
Well, we're all going.
I'll stay.
You talk to the audience.
I'll keep
We'll be
the
back.
channel busy. So yeah, if you're still miraculously watching this and feeling, then you know, if you've been part of the culture or the Rangers or anything like that, that this is what passes for normal. So it makes it in its own way a lot better than Twitch, because you're always like trying to appeal to strangers on Twitch, whereas here people only turn up if they want to be on it. But also, if you are watching it in hindsight, or you've started watching it from the YouTube video that went up Tuesday nights, I'm going to endeavour to stream on Tuesday nights. I think I can manage that, and I'll endeavour to make it look a little bit more professional as time goes by, including sorting out the screen. So if we're playing a game or anything, we just go full screen or something. And now people are slowly returning to the chat. I'm glad it works. Hey, there we go. Very dark. That's cool. Do you have voice? I can't hear you. You might have your microphone switched off. Huh? Have a Kit Kat.
That better?
Yeah.
It's one of those Yeti ones that have that mute button on it. I forgot.
I think Harlequin's got one of those.
Hey, it works.
I've got a blue snowball, but I need to do something about a backdrop that soaks up some sound. So if I put a blanket underneath the backdrop, that should make it stop sounding a little bit too echoey. But yeah, that's around
Maybe
here
I could put one
somewhere.
of these light bulbs on my face. I know I've got one somewhere.
This is where you just put a torch under your face. Just use your mobile phone
Well,
torch.
I just put this desk in here 2 days ago, and I moved stuff around, and I'm like, where is everything
Have you got
again?
your phone on you?
I don't. It's in
Yeah.
the other room.
Ah, because you just use a torch from that. That'd do it. That'd just be enough light for the webcam.
Good thinking.
Or the overhead light. Doesn't need to be a lot of light, just enough for the webcam to pick up a slightly elevated thing.
Yeah, that doesn't help much.
Yeah,
You can see it in my glasses.
I can see it's daylight where you are. If you turn on the overhead light, it won't make much difference to you, but it will make all the difference to the webcam.
I will be right back.
Oh, advanced. Yes, when we're around.
There we go. That's at least
See, it still
80%. It's a lot better. You just now
5% difference.
if you turn it off, it's like one of those things where there's all the heads of the cabal that James Bond is fighting, and they're all darkened out, and it's all silhouettes.
Yeah.
Agent 67, we must.
I'm gonna mute for a second. I'm gonna try to find that light.
All right.
I'm back. I did important things while I was gone.
What did you do?
Nothing exciting happened. Went to the bathroom.
Taking care of business.
Twice a day in as many ways as you can fit in.
Is that
Standard
really a
stuff.
thing?
Yeah, that's what Stan always says.
All right.
Twice a day in as many ways as you can fit in.
Yeah.
The healthy vegan lifestyle.
2 good poos a day.
Yeah.
Put the tea bag in the wheelie bin. A little tiny green wheelie bin for my tea bags.
That's a little better. At least you can see half of me.
We can see you.
What was I doing? That's right. I know what I'm doing.
That's okay. I'm lost in thought too.
I'm lost in a computer game. I'm feeding my addiction.
Oh, not Conan Exiles again.
I didn't even have to mention it. I didn't even have to say what I was doing, did I? And then Zach knew, like, go on, aren't you? Yes, I am.
Exile, yeah, Conan.
I found the bladesmith that I needed again. So, you know, I had to go and knock him out.
Are you the bladesmith?
He was the bladesmith, Chris.
Conan Exiles, the most metal adventure game. I'm at the bladesmith.
What was the name? Is it Heavy Metal the movie? That was the name of the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That shit in the game.
I think they did.
Did they? Like an MMO RPG?
No. How would you? Well, from that movie, it's a whatchamacallit? It's
like a massive space opera. There's
it's,
like a massive space opera.
Yeah, but it's not exactly all that interconnected. It doesn't take place in the.
We want like the world of glory and like fucking Expanse. I can't think what.
Well, that's what you're doing. That's what Conan Exiles is.
Yeah, but then kind of. But then you want the addition of like space flight.
See, now you're not going to be able to play that game without listening to John Candy's voice, going, "Well, I didn't want to stand there with my dog hanging out. I had to rescue the princess." That's hilarious.
No.
But it's still better than the level of imagination you had to have in the mid 80s with an 8-bit computer.
Yeah, true.
And they finally made Dungeons and Dragons for antisocial people, and that only turned up 10 years ago. It's like if they could make something as good as Skyrim, but multiplayer on a much more massive world, that would be fun.
Mm.
But Skyrim, as it is, the baseline of technology for people's PCs and consoles has got to now be high enough to be able to do Skyrim online. Not the Elder Scrolls Online, which is a top-down sort of like, but a first-person one. Where you just meet up with your mates and you just go and deal with dragons and shit. I tell you what, it would have been a really fun experience to have Discord running and play a multiplayer version of Skyrim for that moment where you go down into the Black Abyss, which is the ancient Dwemer city, and it's all lit up by bioluminescent creatures with loads of Falmer wandering around and all that sort of shit. Have you played Skyrim much?
Me, no.
No, all the dwarves have disappeared from Skyrim, and their technology's just lying around, but it's all hostile. And you go down into the Black Reach, and it's a bit like James Cameron's The Abyss. It's just that you're in this gigantic underground world for ages, and it's all there's no natural light. It's all bioluminescence, and there's all sorts of creatures and dangerous shit down there, as well as dwarven robots and, you know, very angry blind goblins that are chasing after you all over the place. That if you have to sneak around.
I was a blind goblin too.
Like if you make a lot of noise, they'll come straight after you. So if you sneak around, but you can see these things all over the place. If you could go down there with a few buddies, that'd be great.
Yeah. No, have you seen the new Dune game that's due out? Like they just put in the pre-alpha.
I've seen the advert.
Yeah. I think they're going to break it. Knowing Funcom, they're going to just fucking destroy the whole thing. But
yeah,
it does look good. But it's just like, you're not going to do this right, are you?
Arguably, Denis Villeneuve destroyed it a little bit.
Yeah.
That was the thing about the three-body problem, in that Tencent didn't change a damn thing about that book. Every piece of dialogue that occurs in the book occurs in the TV series.
In the fucking TV series, yeah.
It's like, we need Chinese people to make Dune. People with no imagination. Or they're not going to apply that imagination to art. They're just going to make it. Imagine what Chinese people would do with Lord of the Rings. It would just be exactly like the book. Great. They've got the money. They've got the special effects. They're just going to make the book. Just make the book. But they never do.
No.
Everybody's got to put their own spin on it. It can't be Frank Herbert's Dune. It's got to be Denis Villeneuve's Dune, which is significantly different. You know, at least on the David Lynch one, he made everybody read the book at least once.
Yeah, Godspeed as opposed to Van. What's his name? The dude who did the film version of Starship Troopers, and then refused to read past the first chapter. Yeah,
he goes, I read the first chapter and gave up on it.
Like, okay, you made a really interesting film, but
if you made Starship Troopers exactly as it was,
yeah,
I think it bore a lot of people, because the important things in the Starship Troopers happens in a classroom.
The whole fucking book happens in a classroom. There's like two battles which are both pants, and then like there's a whole bunch of like flying around in a fucking spaceship. It's a bit like if you tried to make
but I mean. Nowadays, you're not looking at.
It would never work as a fucking film. You spend the whole time like on a disjointed fucking Earth, or you spend the whole time in a fucking.
But I mean, they could, I mean, can you imagine all the people, like, if you just gave just like, okay, get Tencent to make the Forever War, because there's still enough people that have read the book are going, oh, great, this is exactly like the book, but just visualized. With enough time, because like a decent thick book is about 30 hours of TV. So you could just get them to make everything. I mean, do the casting, if you want, with English actors, but if you did it in English or you had a really good dub, then that would be something.
Yeah.
But, things like Dune, The Forever War, Old Man's War, stuff like that, the Honor Harrington books.
Yeah.
Just make it. It's all there for you. Don't add anything. Don't take anything away. Don't apologise for it. And another thing you could do with all the CGI we've got now is the Jack Aubrey books. The Patrick.
I don't know why didn't they make those in the Why didn't they make those when they made Hornblower?
Are you talking about Master and Commander or Sharp?
Both. Like, why didn't they do when they had all the ships going around?
Well, they kind of did.
Why didn't they make?
They made Hornblower. They made Hornblower, and that was pretty much.
They made Hornblower in they had all the ships and they were running around and everyone was like,
But if you pay attention, they've only got 3 ships for all of the episodes of Hornblower that there were. Yeah. Because there are only 3 wooden Age of Sail ships that can even pretend to be frigates.
Yeah.
That are running anywhere in the world. Because they did it on real boats. So that was super expensive, but you don't really have to do it on real boats.
Yeah.
You literally could make a set and CGI everything in. No problem. Just watch an Avengers movie. Do that. You know, and they'd be hugely popular because they're like, you know, Jane Austen, the action novel. And the Honor Harrington ones are just even easier. Space is so much easier to CG than historical stuff.
Black Void.
So yeah, I mean, there's loads. I mean, the Belgariad. But you need people with no imagination to make these things that will just read their book, storyboard their book exactly, every scene for scene, just do the whole bit, and then go back to the TV company and say, look, we've storyboarded it out, and to do everything in the book, it's going to be 21-hour episodes for this book. And Tencent go and do this now. We'll see you in a year. And they'll just make it. I mean, Three Body Problem is a nightmarishly complicated book.
Yeah, but it's. I mean,
so I get hindsight. I tried to watch it, and it was just very, very, very slow. It is.
But it is, yeah.
Is your webcam frozen? No, you blinked. You're very still.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's damn eerie. But yeah.
I was just listening to you guys.
But yeah, so I get
got like 20 years of talking to one another on the radio. We can do this literally in our
forever. Yeah, the Three Body Problem. Essentially, what you need to know is in the early 60s, during the Great Leap Forward in China, they built a communications array to basically block out American and capitalist Western forces radio. However, it acts as a massive transmitter, and one of the young women who's working on it sends out a signal to the universe saying, please help, we are here. Giving the coordinates using a really, really powerful radio signal to anybody within, you know, what is now amounting to 60 light years of us. The exact coordinates of Earth. And what's happening so far up until about episode 15 is they're just starting to figure out that somebody has heard and they might not have humanity's best interest at heart.
I still think that's the biggest lie ever.
But
I still think run around in
the access to physics that the aliens have is so beyond our comprehension that when they start receiving numbers and the abilities of the aliens make themselves known, it basically makes all of our physics seem pointless. We have been wrong about so much.
I still think the premise of aliens are out there and they're evil is fucking the most insanely fucking.
Well, it's the concept of the dark forest.
Everything else is scary. It's like fuck off.
Well, no, it's just that if humanity were left unchecked for thousands of years, we could become a problem.
Yeah.
Because we're now noisy enough to draw attention to something that does not have our moral inclination to go, maybe we should intervene and stop them being such violent monkeys. And they just take one look at us, realize that we've got nuclear weapons, and you know, if our science progresses that much further, we will be a threat, a credible threat.
Yeah.
But it is the way humanity solves it that I think you'll like. Because it is based on if you make noise without the knowledge of looking for something, you are prey in the dark forest. So also they're realizing that the access to the information that they need is so pitifully, the information they have is so pitifully small.
Yeah. And it's just the whole basis of like, you know, bad things happen because human beings communicated with someone else. It's like,
yeah. Well, you know, if over a long enough timeline, if you've had to fight every technologically advanced race for resources, it makes sense to take out a younger race at an earlier time.
Yeah.
But it's just another hypothesis of why, you know, other advanced alien species have either realized that that could be the case, so they've just kept quiet and worked on their own shit, or they've not realized that there's the potential for other more dangerous races to exist. And, you know, sort of like sooner or later, if you're a race in the same neighborhood, there will be contention.
Yeah.
And the logical time, if you were just a purely logical race, to take out that future threat is before those beings advance to a point where they can threaten you and decide they're just going to take your real estate, because the
Yeah,
advances in
it's like
science are accidental and made, randomly, and leaps forward are made and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not they're all automatically going to be hostile. It's that if they were purely logical and they looked at us and saw that we had the capacity to grow technologically, we could then become a threat. And
Yeah,
that's
right. It'd be like Mars attacks.
yeah. I mean, we'd be so hopelessly outclassed if somebody could get to us right now. All you need is the ability to travel across interstellar space. If you can do that, then you outmatch us in every other logical way of physics. Because if you haven't mastered it in faster than light travel and the ability to defend yourself against something that's going to show up and be difficult, it's that idea.
Yeah, I think a far more realistic version of the history of humanity and space travel is something more like fucking, is it District 9 by Van
but
Hoofden, what's his name, the South African bloke? That's far more fucking
Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah, that's it, Neil Blomkamp. That's far more fucking realistic in terms of what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, you just don't know. I mean, there's a certain logic to it. You can't expect them to have empathy and all our human values.
No.
And if you took one look at us and you think sooner or later they're going to get hold of a spaceship, and they have not shown any inclination to not murder each other, let alone anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, how dangerous would humans be if they were united in the fact they were human and everybody else was the goddamn filthy alien scum that was coming to take our women and our jobs? How dangerous are 8 billion focused humans, really?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything I'd want to face less.
In the US, I'm pretty
Can you
sure
imagine aliens landing in the US? They just get lit up like fucking Christmas. You better hope that you're bulletproof and grenade proof and proof against sharp sticks and angry monkeys swarming all over your spaceships, nicking your technology, doing whatever it was to take you out to get you hold of a spaceship. Fuck me.
Sure.
You've watched Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
So have they, because it's been broadcast at the speed of light out from Earth on television rays. And so there's a movie it's about how they feel about possible visits from us friendly aliens. And they turn it on Independence Day. I wonder what this is about. And they sit down and these little green people are going, fuck me. Those are some angry monkeys. This is their leisure activity. This is what they watch for fun. They don't think if they look like a threat, we'll have to make weapons and attack them. They're actively looking forward to it. You know that there are parts of the world. I mean, southwest London for one, let alone Texas. Aliens have decided to land in Texas and everybody's trying to get them not to. No, don't do it, dude. Go to Oregon. They'll probably be more chill. If you're going to land in Texas, you got to land in Austin. You cannot land in Houston. People will lose their fucking minds.
They wouldn't want to land in Oregon because then they'd be worried about rust on their ship.
Yeah. Or Australia. Mind you, Australia, if you land, bring beer. If the aliens want to land in Australia, if they bring beer, everything will be fine.
Just go fucking land out at fucking Alice Springs and go talk to the fucking Aboriginal people.
Yeah, what are they going to say? Oh, you want to watch out for the white ones of us. Why?
Cool, okay,
they're going to take your shit.
They're not going to take your shit.
They will proper
wander around and just be like, yeah, cool, okay, groovy.
They do love to turn up and own things. The white ones. You got to be careful of those fuckers. Watch out.
They have this thing called capitalism. It's failed.
I think the best place for him to land probably Iceland. I think Icelanders out of everybody probably take it in their stride. I don't think the Icelanders would be all that surprised.
No.
They already believe in trolls. Like aliens land. Oh, hello.
Who knows? Maybe it's like the abyss where they're already here. They're just deep in the oceans.
That's true.
Yeah. Then they're going to be really pissed with us.
What's all this plastic on my ship, fucker?
What about forever chemical, don't you get? Dickhead. Yeah.
That's true.
Have you seen the? Have you seen Wakanda Forever?
No, I haven't watched it
With
yet.
their version of it's not Aquaman in that. It's Prince Namor.
I
Oh,
have.
right.
He's the DC version of. Is it DC? No,
Isn't it
it's
Marvel
Marvel.
thing?
He's the Marvel version of DC's
Aquaman,
Aquaman.
yeah.
Yeah, Aquaman
Right.
is DC. But I think they did a really interesting thing with that. They had them all being descendants of Mayans. So the people living in the sea are descended from Mayans, and they're done up in all this sort of like Aztec style. Well, Mayans are Aztecs, sort of Aztec style jewelry and shit. They look pretty awesome. Prince Namor's people. But it did not compare favourably with the Mr. Nimbus character from Rick and Morty. It was a bit
I was going
Mr.
to say that.
Nimbus.
Yeah, I was going to say it's out that every time I hear of Aquaman or anything like it now, I just think of the boys and the
Yeah.
fucking
What's it? The
the
Deep.
underwater character from that.
The Deep.
Yeah, the deep. It's just
Yeah.
like you're the creepiest motherfucker ever.
And then he
Going around
joins the
abusing dolphins.
Scientologists.
Yes,
It's
the Scientologist has been all but name.
oh, that's
Have a
The Boys
fresco.
is so fucked up.
Yeah.
that is a
So,
fucked up
I
superhero
was
thing.
listening to something the other day, and it was talking about how the fact that the original comic book is just like a fucking disaster area. Like it's just horrendous.
Mm.
And cannot be just cannot be like used as like how they got that out of source material.
Yeah, if you think The Boys, the TV show, is dark and weird and depressing,
Yeah,
it's don't read the comic book. It's hard to watch sometimes, but it's really interesting. I do like the fact that Homelander's just completely lost his mind.
mm.
I like the character that Carl Urban plays.
I
Oh,
don't know the actor's name to the characters.
what's the character's name?
Oh, he's the rough and tumble guy that's always in charge.
Yeah,
Now, is that a UK accent or an Australian
that's an
accent?
Australian accent. Yeah,
Okay.
is it? Is he British or is he Australian?
He's a British guy playing in Australian, isn't he?
No, I think Carl Urban is Australian.
He might be. We all talk funny. That's like, yeah, you don't get on TV without. You don't. The thing is, you don't get on TV without talking in a different mode of Australian.
But Carl Urban's
So
just fucking
if you go
awesome.
listen to like the Australian, if you go listen to like the Australian like broadcast service newsreaders, that's like high class English accent, right? Well, high class Australian accent. They all speak very eloquently, but that's nothing to what local Australians will talk to. So yeah, and then we have like everyone else in the world. We have like fucking numerous.
Carl Urban's been in
different.
some good shit.
Doom.
He was in
He was in Doom.
Was he? Was he the guy in Doom?
Yeah, he was the brother of that one sister.
And then he was in
He
Star
was
Trek.
the good alien at the end.
Oh, right. And then he played Dredd in the best current adaptation of Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
He
I
was
don't
good
think
in
I've seen
that.
that one.
Oh, Dredd. It's just called Dredd with two D's. And obviously it's really hard to make Mega City 1. So they used the next best thing. I think Johannesburg is Mega City 1. And it's all about a block war. So they seal off the block, and unfortunately Judge Dredd and Judge Anderson are in the block when it gets sealed off.
Mm.
And they have to fight
That's
their
very
way
good.
through all the gangs and shit like that. Yeah, I mean it's pretty nuts. I think does I can't remember
Wait,
if Dredd takes can't remember if Dredd takes off his helmet or not. I don't think he does.
Is that an older movie now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
for
early
10 years old.
2000s,
Okay, I might have seen it actually.
like 2004 or something. So no, later than that. 2010. It's a while back. So you might have seen it. It looked a bit sparse compared to the crowded nature of Mega City 1. But outside of that, it was pretty good. And pretty true to some side stories of the comic book. But again, that's the thing that I would be happy if it was just completely CG'd.
Oh, I did see that. It's 2012.
Yeah. So he's good in that. And he's great as Bones in the new Star Trek movies. I bet he just walked in and they went, "Oh, we know you're playing."
You'll do.
You can't be Spock. There's no fucking way you can be Spock. And
No.
you can't be Kirk. You just got to be grumpy as shit. And this is like, he obviously went and watched the original TV series and went, "Yeah, that's the McCoy I'm going to be." That's still got
The
one of the
original
best ever lines in Star Trek. It's got line number 2 out of all the lines in Star Trek in the second Star Trek Into Darkness. Has the second ever Star Trek line when Spock and Uhura are having a bit of a lover's spat. And Kirk follows Uhura into the lift. And he just looks at her, just like utter amazement. His face is agog, and he's gone, "You and Spock are arguing right now?" And she looks away, and he goes, "What's that even like?" There's a lover's quarrel with a Vulcan. Fuck me. How annoying would that be? And the first best one is Star Trek 6, the Undiscovered Country. When George Takei is on the bridge of the Excelsior right at the start, and the Praxis explodes, the moon orbiting Kronos, causing untold damage, and the whole planet's going to die out. And they've just been told by the Klingons that they don't need any help. And an ensign behind George Takei goes, "Should we notify Starfleet?" And he just turns around and goes, "Are you kidding me?" And that's the best line in all of Star Trek. I hope I get to meet George Takei one day. Because that's just the best ever delivered line. I can't do it any justice, but it's brilliant. It's worth watching just for that bit. In fact, you can probably leave the movie. You can just bail on the movie.
Numbered Star Trek movie that's not good?
Yeah, but Undiscovered Country is number 6, and it's not that great. Because it's Wrath of Khan, The Voyage Home, and then if you're going 2, 4, 6, and it's not that great, but that bit's good. I mean, they broke the mold when they made Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. If they could have kept up the level of writing, pacing, and action in all the Star Trek movies, they'd be fucking legendary.
Yeah.
That would be one I would like to see a remake of if they did it right.
Yeah, that's a big if, isn't it? You got a nearly perfect movie to start with. It's like, who are you going to give that to? James Gunn?
Well, they couldn't get anyone, but you couldn't imagine trying to get someone to fill the role of Khan after, like, old mate played Khan. I can't think what the actor's name is. The guy who was in.
Yeah, there were rumors at the time that when you see him in his sort of like his cut down sort of V-neck shirt that goes down to his navel, there were rumors that was a rubber sort of like prosthetic.
Yeah.
To make him look more savage, but that's really Ricardo Montalban. He was that cut.
Yeah,
and that's extreme cuttage for the 1980s.
Yeah,
you know when I first saw that, I was waiting for him to say, "Welcome to Fantasy Island."
Yes, welcome to Fantasy Island. Apparently, he's a dream to work with. Everybody fucking loved Ricardo Montalban because he's funny as shit. But it's just sort of like, how much can I chew this scenery? There is no upper limit. It's you, Ricardo Montalban, being Khan. Go nuts, and he does. He just goes absolutely spare, bouncing around the sets, chewing on the scenery, just being the ultimate, moustache twirling villain. And it's great. That's what you want from Star Trek. I mean, it would be I'm glad that they didn't have Star Trek 2, the Wrath of Khan script lying around at the same time they made the motion picture. Because it's like, why didn't we make that? You didn't have to have the motion. That could very well, if you just went, we can make this, or we can make the original motion picture script. And we're like, if they just made that as the first Star Trek movie, and then just kept everybody employed just making Star Trek movies, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
A lot less pressure, one a year. They could have made dozens of them. It was like, I mean, look how many James Bond movies they make. I mean, they're not all good.
It all came down to production costs. That was what the go was. It all came down to they just wanted to make them cheaply.
And now, a successful movie makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's the bar for success now. So if it doesn't look like it's going to make $1 billion, they probably don't bother. But that kind of production value brings the cost of making a good production down. So you get like these little TV series every so often that are just brilliant. There's a new one that's just started, and I don't know how good it is because I've only watched the first episode, called The Ark, about a colony, a sleeper ship that's going to a distant star with a planet on it that looks like it's going to be able to support human life because Earth is fucked. And they're all put to sleep and they're all shipped out. And a year out from their destination, they get hit by some debris. And it kills the entire top-level command staff and fucks the ship. And wakes them all up. So they wake up to a fucked ship that's having lots of random problems. And they've only got enough food to last 6 weeks. But there's another year left in their trip.
Yep.
So they got to get their shit together quick smart. So I don't know how much of a soap opera it's going to turn to be, but that was a good setup and a good premise. It's like everybody better get good at science like yesterday. And all the best people are dead.
Well, of course.
So you've got like the second best people are just like, you're in charge. You know, and some people got, you know, qualifications in the things that would be useful on board the ship, but they're good at other shit.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the nature of being a space person, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to be good at 2 or 3 different things.
It's a selection criteria. Be good at multiple things.
I had an idea for a Star Trek series where just a normal 21st century human turns up in the 24th century. Like No Way Back. Just on a starship or rescued onto a starship that's not going back home for a few years. And they're like, well, this isn't the Enterprise. We're not dropping you home. We're on like the big exploring mission. Everybody you know is dead. You know, now we do need a guy to, you know, we can always use more friendly faces at the bar, and we can always use a few people that can become handy at certain low level skills. And this guy just goes, right, okay, so you got holodecks, right? And they're like, yeah. I go, well, just train me to do the useful shit. It doesn't look that hard to pilot a shuttle. It doesn't look that hard to shoot one of your ray guns and move tactically and shit. Just bang me in the holodeck and I'll learn how to do all the useful shit for now. You know, we're not
you
like...
gotta have certifications.
Yeah, but you just do all the exams in first person, don't you? You don't have a little form to fill in. They give you exercises to do. They run you through tactical situations and shit. They put you in a shuttle simulator and then very carefully under supervision let you fly the real thing. And you get checked out on all the shit. That's how people on aircraft carriers get checked out on stuff. They're away for like 18 months. It's like, would you like to learn how to shoot a 50 cal? And like, yeah, sure, we'll check you out on that tomorrow then. They're like, blaze away. Yeah, okay. This is where you come when the alarm goes, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. You run here, right? And you like point it at the bad guys. We're good. You know, just like, you know, but that kind of progression through like, as in acting ensign, then just going for like various crew positions and just like trying out different shit while normal Star Trek shit is happening every week would be really fun.
It's like, be like in Starship Troopers where they say, you're it until you die or we find someone better.
Someone better,
yeah. And just like the person just has like a natural, would have made quite a good as a Starfleet officer had he been born 400 years later. And he's like, I got this shit, ray guns and stuff. It'd be a bit like Buck Rogers, but be just like an ordinary person that was quite good at stuff.
I mean, it just sounds like a retelling of Flash Gordon to me.
Well, it'd be Buck Rogers, wouldn't it? Because Buck Rogers wakes up after 500 years. Flash Gordon goes to Mongo. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be kind of like that. But in the Star Trek universe, because it's like, oh, you've dealt with all the shit. Good.
Yeah.
What do I do with my life now? Well, there's the holodeck. What do you want to do? You can learn how to do fucking anything. Okay, shuttle pilot, transporter operator. I want to know how this shit works. What do you mean you take me apart, murder me, and reassemble my data somewhere else? Nobody gets the Wiggins about that. Actually, quite a lot of us get the Wiggins about that. That's why we've got shuttles and shit. That's one of the things I liked about Galaxy Quest. We can beam you down. No. It's shuttle time. Fuck off. I think I'd rather serve on the Orville than the Enterprise. The Orville looks like it's a bit more of a party ship. I bet that I like the fact it's weed friendly on the Orville. Yeah, just like zing, get me a brownie. I've got to deal with your parents.
What's the name of the ship that Simon Pegg's Offsider from? He was on a ship with Miranda, someone or other. I can't think of what the name of the actress is.
Oh, you mean Hyperdrive?
Yeah, I'd rushed my other on that one. That sounded like that
looked like just total chaos.
Yeah, just like totally fun. It's like what happens at university in the UK, but on a fucking starship.
Yeah, but on Star Trek, it's just like somebody that was just going, okay, I'm going to go and get blazed. Hey, are you going to drink until you're insensible? Yeah, it's been a hectic day.
Yes.
Fucking monsters and shit. People tried to kill us. I need to unfucking wind. Computer, doobie, fat. High THC. Now, pre-roll, pre-lit. Smokeless tobacco. Yeah, too right. Oh, what's that?
If they have like synth alcohol, then they could surely have like synth THC.
Yeah, just works, like high THC drinks, like slam it down, and you're like, oh yeah. Now I'm going to need Jaffa cakes, and the computer asks you what a Jaffa cake is, and you're like, oh, fuck. Okay. Isn't that a biscuit? No, it's a cake. Cakes go stale. Biscuits go soft. Yeah. That'd be an afternoon's argument with the computer, how to build a Jaffa cake.
I don't think it would be, though. I think every computer known to mankind probably, defines it properly.
Yeah.
The human beings that get it wrong.
Really English Star Trek. Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of like go up to the replicator, used to your failures and sort of like cracking your knuckles. Right, replicator, you and me are going to have words. Right, what I want is a bacon sandwich with brown sauce, butter on the bread. Okay, let me try that. And just like every day, it's like, no! Explain parameters. Oh, you dick. You've got data kicking off. A Jaffa cake is an ancient Earth delicacy made from synthetic chocolate, synthetic sponge, and some kind of orange goo in the middle. Sounds revolting. Traditionally served with a marijuana cigarette. Yeah.
Must say traditionally served on trains.
And King Crimson's Court of the Crimson King played very, very loud.
It's very loud.
Computer, hit it.
True.
Yeah, you probably have a good time stoned listening to prog rock on the bridge of the Enterprise. You'd be like, yes, mint.
So have you ever had a Jaffa cake?
In the observation lounge with your hands pressed up against the glass. Woo! At warp speed. And everybody going, what's with the crazy monkey over there?
True. And so that's why we lost in the US going, what the fuck are they talking about a biscuit like this for?
It'd probably be even better if the crew were all like kind of like American, like next gen crew.
Yeah.
You got this one English guy from the 21st century who's a bit of a slob.
You talking about me?
No.
I was just saying, have you ever had a Jaffa cake? They probably don't exist, do they? No.
I've never seen one.
Never seen one in the wild.
Video.
It's blurry.
We have to send you.
It's blurry video of Jaffa cakes on a British shelf on American television. It's like not really substantiated. We don't know what we saw.
No.
I've heard about Vegemite too, but I've heard it's nasty. I don't know.
No, the problem is that when Americans spread things on toast, you're not applying it the correct like bread to Vegemite ratio. It's very comical to watch Americans spread Vegemite as if it's like peanut butter or jam. Or jelly in your case.
Yeah, it's got to be a real
no,
sliver.
That's not how it works.
Same with Marmite.
Same with Marmite. It's like it's a slither. It's like when you scrape across the buttered bread.
That's why you have to butter the toast, because it increases the temperature that makes it much more viscous. So you get the very thin spread of it, and that's all you should add. Because a little goes a long way. It's a bit like wasabi. Little tiny bit improves the flavour. Too much will burn the roots of your hair from the inside of your skull.
Inside his skull.
That's how it feels. If you take too much wasabi, it feels like your hair's on fire from the inside. It's a peculiar sensation. The same with really strong English mustard as well. That has got the same sort of.
Yeah, well, it's all just hot umami flavour, isn't it?
Yeah, but it affects you really weirdly. I mean, if you add enough normal British horseradish. It does that. If you've put too
Oh,
much
I haven't
horseradish
had
sauce on top of beef in a sandwich, you know
Yeah.
you've put you instantly regret putting too much horseradish sauce. It's good, and you never reject the sandwich because there's too much horseradish, but you're like, now I'm going to pay.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for my hubris. Oh, did you guys watch Infinity Train?
No, but that's on my list.
Yeah, that's a reward. If you like Rick and Morty, it's like Rick and Morty for
Yeah.
even smarter people. It makes you feel really smart when you watch it. You're like, I get this. I get what they got to do here. Because each
It's like
train.
it's just it looks like the recreation of like the characterization looks like a recreation of Daria.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I wish someone would remake Daria for like now. It's like
I think it was of its time.
yeah. Problem is like if I share it to the small person, then the small person will you'll only get more intelligent. It's like just watch this without talking.
Yeah.
Understand that this is God to you.
Na 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 na. Yeah.
Trying to find this other one. I can't remember what the hell it's called. I just remember it has train in its name. It has Brad Pitt in it. It's actually kind of funny.
Bullet Train, the movie.
Yes, that's it. That is funny.
Yeah, I keep meaning to watch that. What did I start watching? Yeah,
I'm not sure how to explain it. It's humorous, I guess, with murder, I guess.
Yeah. Happens a lot in British television. They did a good job with the Sandman, but that's because Neil Gaiman was watching them like a hawk.
Yes. Yeah, like a hawk. Ah.
Just seeing all these other ones coming out from this year. It's like it's mainly series, and I'm just like not even into it.
Oh, there's a new series coming out in about a week called A Beautiful Tomorrow. Something like that. Welcome to Tomorrow. About a kind of weird retro futurist 1950s America type thing. That looks good.
Another one I liked was Tomorrow When the War Began.
Yeah, that's a very classical Australian thing.
I know, I really dug that one.
Oh, is that the one
Have
where
you read the books?
they get pushed through to the future to fight that war?
No. Tomorrow When the War Began is a series by a very famous Australian actor, very famous Australian writer, who wrote it as a children's novel, like back when I was born. And
Oh no, I'm talking about the movie that came out within the last decade. I can't remember when it came out.
yeah, it was based on a book. Yeah, it's about the young lass who like they fight off the Chinese invasion of Australia, but they're never declared to be Chinese, but they are. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was based on a book. It's a series of it's a series of maybe 9 books to start with, and he wrote another second. Like he wrote then after what happened afterwards type thing. Well worth reading if you can find a copy of them. They're only short. They're like they're kids' novels. They're only maybe like 250 pages each. But well worth reading. The whole series is really good. It's not John Wyndham. I can't think of the guy's name.
Is it another?
But no, they made it into
is it another Neville Shute one?
No, it's similar vein though. Similar vein. Much later on, 1970s, he was writing them, I think.
All right.
Because
if you've ever read On the Beach, that's a depressing book. It's like an oncoming apocalypse book.
So the series is called the Ellie Chronicles. And they're up to number 3 of that. It was John Marsden who wrote Tomorrow When the War Began as a series. Right. And yeah, they've made it into like a film, 2 TV series, I think now, and obviously the book still exists as a thing.
Wow.
But yeah, well worth checking out as a thing.
Right, I'm not going to end this chat, but I am going to end the stream. I think 3 hours and change is long enough to stream this. So,
Our random conversation about nothing, yes.
Yes. So I'm going to do this. And thank you very much for watching. We'll do another random thing next week on Tuesday. Hopefully there'll be more YouTube videos. And if you've got any videos you'd like shown that you've made, go for it. And we'll show those. But get them to me like before Tuesday. Okay. Thanks very much to everybody that watches, everybody that sponsors me, everybody that helps out. It's been awesome. And we'll see you soon. I'm going to stop.